Hey, good evening, everybody, on this beautiful Wednesday evening, April the 5th, I believe, or 6th. I can't remember what exact date it is. But anyway, uh, we just want to welcome you all to this time together, sharing the word together. Um, we're coming up on a great event here at our church, here at Life Church in Walker, Red Carpet Weekend, which starts Friday at 10 o'clock. So, all my people that are listening tonight, remember that. Anybody out there, uh, we welcome a lot of missionaries in. Looking forward to this great time together. It's called Red Carpet Weekend because that's what we believe we should be doing, is treating these great men and women of God with dignity, with honor, and everything we can do to serve them. But we just want you to know we love you. And tonight we're going to be doing something with a good friend of mine. Just got in from Tennessee. He's not a Tennessee volunteer. He's actually from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So he's still a Tiger, I guess, or
Yeah.
Raging Cajun, whatever. But Brother Garry Gaspard and his wife Becky, real good friends of ours. We've been knowing these guys for years, and just a blessing to have them with us tonight. But he's doing great ministry, he and his wife. Uh, he's uh, a guy that can build anything, work on anything. He's got all kind of ministries that he does. But what we want to do tonight, we're going to let him share a little bit what he's doing there in Tennessee and in his wife. So I want to really encourage all of us. As I've stated here before, it's not crossing the sea that necessarily makes a missionary. It's really just seeing the cross. And every day and every person we come in contact with is our mission, no matter where we are. So we appreciate my brother Garry here, and I'm going to just let him share some things that he's doing.
Well, I appreciate being here. We're looking forward to the weekend. Um, my call to being a missionary, I thought a missionary had to get behind a pulpit and preach all the time.
So
and
did
this
I
kind of
one
stuff.
time.
But I grew up in construction, building houses. My dad was a contractor. Went to IBC and became a roofer. So came back to Louisiana. But we started out in Mexico as missionaries, working with Frank and Nola Warren.
Yes, we all
And
know them for sure.
and they sent us to the West Coast, to Caponeta, to try to start a church, and it didn't work out like we wanted. So we worked with Buddy Holder
Yes,
after that. But our ministry, I kind of had to find my way, and my ministry is a ministry of helps, and
great ministry.
and missionaries need that. While I was on the mission field, when we'd come home from missionary conventions, I'd see missionaries raise money for what they needed, but most of what they needed was for the churches, was for the people. They never had money for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have cars that needed to be fixed and rebuilt. We took a team down to Peru to work on a boat that the missionaries had a little houseboat, and they built another little building on top, and they lost the balance of the boat in the water. They put the throttle forward, and the boat would want to go into the water rather than climb the water. So I took a little boy with me that pulled the shaft out, extended the shaft. We moved the motor. We've done all kind of work on it, and now they're living in it again, doing ministry on the river. But it's things like that, laying blocks, putting roofs on, and right now, the last mission field we were on were with the Navajo Indians,
Yes.
and we were there. We worked with them about 10 years, doing trips and things
Now
they
tell us,
needed
where's that at
in New Mexico,
in Mexico?
the northwest corner of New Mexico, Farmington.
So what you did there, maintenance and stuff too?
Yeah, we rebuilt. They have a ministry with about 100 acres, and they have a gym. They've got a man and woman shower and baths for the local people. The local people don't have electricity in their homes. They don't have running water, and so we accommodated them by having these baths for men and women. We had a laundromat for them. We have a gym for the kids to come and play ball. In fact, we have a young man that works with the young people who's a coach, and he coaches the local school there, and also the kids that are all loose around there, nothing else to do, so they come play basketball.
So what you saying, Brother Garry, on this, and I want everybody to hear this. Notice what some of the things he said about ministry. He talked about bringing the kids together, playing ball with them,
Mhm.
working on things. This is all a part of God's great plan. We all have a place
Right.
in the body of Christ. But go ahead.
Right. In fact, just before we left, we were getting ready to build a baseball field out on the property, and so we were going to start getting some bats and ball gloves and all donated for me to take up there. Haven't done that yet, but we plan on going back up there in September with another church group that's going to do some ministry up there. But I came to visit my grandkids in Tennessee about 5 years ago, and I had a heart attack, 6 bypass surgery,
Yes, man.
and that was talk about walking the valley of death. That was close experience there, but it's an experience that I had the most peace in my life than at any other time because I knew where I stood with the Lord first of all, and but God pulled me through that. My doctor refused to let me go back to the reservation because of the altitude. He said my heart was not strong enough, wouldn't be able to breathe, and so on. So we stayed there in Athens, Tennessee area, and the church I'm attending, another gentleman and I, the church donated us a big bus, one of these airport buses, and what we done, we put a shower about 2/3 back of the bus. In the back, there's one of those big plastic things that we fill up with water. We have some shelves on it with clothes and shoes and all, and we go around town and give opportunity for the homeless to have a shower every Monday, Wednesday,
Wow.
and Friday. And
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
we bring them food, and we give them a chance for a shower. Sometimes this is the only place these people have to go shower, other than going in a restaurant somewhere or a gas station, and. But that's basically what we're doing right now. Becky and I we're involved with the music ministry. They have a part of the church that's the older crowd. That's what we grew up on, so we fit right in. So we're just thankful that wherever you are, if you look around, you can do ministry.
That is absolutely fine.
Anywhere and anything. Anytime you're helping others. Everywhere Jesus went, he found somebody he could help.
Yes, he did.
Somebody.
That's what he went after.
Yeah, and usually it wasn't the rich, it wasn't people that had homes and cars and so on. He went out in the streets.
Yes, he did.
And he taught his disciples to go out in the streets, go out in the byways, and you never know who you're going to meet.
See, that's where I think, and I put us all in that category. I think that's where we miss it so much in the body of Christ. Mm-hmm. A church split doesn't mean church growth.
Yeah.
It's those that are out in darkness, when you bring them out of that, that's true growth. Mm-hmm. And, man, what you're doing there, y'all started that, getting that bus, that had to be creativity. Mm-hmm. It wasn't something somebody already had started.
Yeah.
That was something God put in your heart.
Yeah.
But how many times, Brother Gary, does God put something inside the heart of people and they just kind of neglect it, ignore it, not that big a ministry or whatever? I said, but everything in God is big.
That's not for me. That don't fit me or whatever.
That's right.
People tend to use any excuse to not go forward.
Well, that's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
That's a powerful statement.
Especially when God's talking. Most of the time God speaks to us and we think, no, that's not God.
Unless it's something we want to hear.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. But somebody else can do that.
That's right.
I'm too busy for that. And really, we're all busy. Yeah. We're always busy.
I want to be busy about kingdom.
Yeah. My wife's got me busy planting a garden and doing building a patio for her and everything right now. So I can stay busy if I wanted to.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
But see, we can do it all.
Yeah.
But we don't have to neglect the calling that God's put in us. But, man, what I encourage people to see and understand for the past few weeks, it's been ministries that, like yourself, that they're talking about streets, going out into the highways and byways, and reaching those. And I feel, in some ways we're doing it here at our church. We go get children every Wednesday and bring them into this church. And some of them are new. They have no idea what church is, what it's like. And maybe that's good. In some ways, maybe they don't need to see the religious part of church. But, man, just sitting in a a church on Sundays or whatever and thinking that's, receiving somebody else. We should be receiving to go do what God called us to do,
Yeah.
and not just going week after week and thinking they're going to give it to me. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And
Well, I've had these homeless people come to me and tell me, so why do you do this? What do you mean? Do what? I said, bring a bus here for us, take showers, give us clothes. And all. I said, why wouldn't I do it? I said, you guys need it. I said,
yes,
so we're just here to help you.
you're preaching the gospel right there, brother. Living it.
Yeah.
I believe that, and I think that's the real, true gospel right there. Because the Bible tells us to do that.
Sure.
When they was hungry, you fed them. They was naked, you clothed them.
Exactly.
But giving them a shower, we did this during the storms, the floods and the hurricanes. When people would come here, we gave them a place to sleep, things to eat, place to take showers, making sure. And some people thought, that wasn't necessarily church, but to me it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was the real church in action.
Yeah.
The church is not a building across the street on Sunday morning from 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
It is part of it. But if that's what you think it is,
Mm-hmm.
That's a small part
Yeah.
of what the real body of Christ is to me.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
the
tip of
everyday.
the iceberg.
Yes.
People don't see what goes on underneath.
It's really
But,
lived out there more than it is sitting on a pew on Sunday.
Yeah.
All of it's good, but I think it should propel us to go out into the highways and byways.
Yeah. Most groups that we take out to a mission field to do something are work groups.
What group?
Work
Work
groups.
group, yeah.
They're painters. They're whatever. Their talent is. We use it on the field. We remodeled both those shower stalls. I put up walls between the spigots because it was just an open room to start with. Um, uh, like I said, to have a laundromat, we have a well that goes pretty deep and has some real good water. And people come from all around to fill their tanks up with water to take home to wash clothes, cook,
Wow.
and stuff. So what drew my heart to the Navajo Indian, one lady who befriended us said, we told her, so we'll see you later. She said, oh, no, we won't. I said, what do you mean? She says, everybody tells us they're going to see us later, but they never come back. They forget us.
Wow.
And I said, I won't forget you. And so we've been back every year, and then we went and spent a year over there before I had my heart attack, and fell in love with those people, But they wanted to see somebody. They need to have somebody with skin, like
Yeah.
like the kid that's afraid in her bedroom.
Yeah.
I want somebody with skin in the room with me.
Yeah.
But
Agree.
yeah. And the thing about ministry, I'm 71 years old. I don't plan on
Hey,
quitting.
you just getting started, brother.
Well, yeah.
Well, a president, Donald Trump, 75? He's running. Well, I don't know if he is. I'm not being political here, but sometimes I see some people in the business world or the political world. They're in their late 70s and 80s, Supreme Court justices, and I see ministers retiring in their 60s.
Yeah.
I'm saying, for what?
Mhm.
Man, we got wisdom. Look at that gray hair. I don't mean to point out
Yeah.
that, but I got a little bit of it. But I think we're valuable to the young generation. Man, we need to be the examples, not sitting on the sidelines.
Yes. I was thinking about that on my trip down here about the younger generation. I don't see the churches challenging the young people
Yes.
to ministry.
Yeah.
Go to college, get a degree, get a job, but I don't hear them like we heard it.
Yes.
From pastors.
Kind of a second
God's
desert.
God's calling. You need to go to Mexico or something. Brother Paul Cormier, who was my pastor that I was saved under in Gold Meadow years ago. I was talking to Timothy a couple of years ago, passed through and visited with him, Timothy Cormier, his son, and he says, I have my dad's old prayer book, and he says, I opened it up, said, your name is in there. He prayed for you every day.
Wow.
And this is back when I was 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
And he told me that just a couple of years ago, and I thought, said, my pastor loved me enough to pray for me and get me involved with ministry, And I think that we need to challenge our young
I
people
agree.
from the pulpit. I've attended some churches that said, we're going to pick up an offering, and the offering will go to the missionary, but nobody knows who the missionary is. They don't see a missionary. They never visit. And so it's just here, we're doing this, we're doing this. We need to get involved all around, not just put your dollar in there and, oh, I've done my mission
Need
part.
to know who they are.
You did not. You did not. You didn't start mission. But I challenge you, get your hand dirty.
Yeah.
You know,
Whatever area.
You don't have to memorize all the books of the Bibles.
No.
People don't much want to hear a sermon rather than see a sermon.
Yeah. That's correct, brother.
Yeah.
Well, you spoke some words of wisdom here, my friend. But I agree with you too on the fact everybody, is called to a mission.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we kind of put a distinction between ministries and ministers because, I'm not called that, but we are.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what field it's in.
Yeah.
If it's to the farm fields, if it's here at home in the field, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever kind of work he's called you to.
Yeah.
Man, we need all the body of Christ.
Yeah. The Lord built me into the ministry that I'm in. When I was a kid, a little Catholic boy, I wanted to be help the priest, an altar boy, but I had to be 12 years old. But my mom and dad got saved when I was 11 years old. So I thought, well, there goes me helping the priest, And but it didn't get long for me to start seeing ministries in the Pentecostal church and what was going on. My dad was a contractor. We built in Louisiana 7 churches.
Really?
Right. My dad and and the crew of my brothers. In fact, my dad would get us up on Saturdays. Okay, let's go. We're going to work at Jean Charles Island or wherever the church is going to be built. And my brothers would complain. He said, well, how come we got to go and build a church with you? Where's the people in the church, And Daddy said, we're it. And so we build the church. I mean, Jean Charles, we had Sonny Eber, Claude Terrebonne, all these guys.
Yeah.
They all come in to Grand County Church, Brother Sonny Church. We went and helped build that church. Church in Matthews, Brother Earl Nycan, when he was there.
Yeah, I know that.
So we built 7 churches in South Louisiana.
Wow.
Then my dad built Christian Fellowship Church and that. So in all that time, my dad was training me to be a missionary worker, to work on my hands for missions. And so everywhere as we went, if I saw a need in a church, somebody needed to hang a door or.
Well, we got a lot here. We did.
Hey, remember, I walked up here and asked you, what do you need?
You sure did. You sure did.
So, but all those little things built up to after I graduated IBC, and in my mind thinking I had to go and preach all over Mexico, when all I had to do was go and help missionaries in Mexico, help them do their job of preaching. Let them do the preaching.
I totally agree. Brother Gary, we're going to have you back. I mean that. I like this kind of stuff. Maybe your wife will sit with you next time, Miss Becky.
Sure.
But we want to hear more about these ministries. And Brother Gary and Sister Becky, by the way, his wife is just a wonderful musician and singer. I don't know about Brother Gary. I haven't heard you sing, have I?
No.
You
I
sing?
play guitar.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, hey.
But I have my daughters sing melodies.
Yeah.
Jonathan. All my kids are serving the Lord. I thank God for that.
That right there.
My son Jonathan plays the bass for Gateway in Texas up there, and so he's
Melody
doing good.
Sings great. Yeah.
And
Melody, is she gonna be here with us?
Yeah, she's gonna be here tomorrow.
All right. Okay. Oh, she's gonna be here tomorrow. Good.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have these fine folks back. We're gonna keep them around. Hopefully, they're gonna be around. I know for a few days, but God bless you. Thank you for joining us tonight. And remember, Red Carpet Weekend for our people and those who want to come. We start at 10 o'clock here Friday morning, and we go all the way through Monday morning. God bless you. Have a great evening. We love you. And join us also Sunday morning if you don't have a local church anywhere, 10 o'clock. We start here at Live Church. God bless you.